Welcome everybody. We're here for our afternoon presentation. Let's let you have a moment to get settled in. So, our first presenter today is from Comfort Quilts Against Cancer, and this will be Bronwyn Dunn. Would you prefer this mic or that mic?
Don't worry me either.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Thank you to Maureen and to Paul for having us here for this weekend. I walked in and I went, holy shit. Sorry for the language, but who did not walk in thinking exactly the same thing? So everyone does. But what I want to know is how many here have had or is going through some form of cancer? Put your hand up. 1, 2, 3. Did you ever receive a quilt from us? And that's our issue, that we're not getting the word out there enough. So Comfort Quilts Against Cancer is about sending out a care package of a quilt to all those in Australia, not Western Australia, in Australia, who are going through cancer treatment. We worked out a little while ago that in the 13 years, because today is our 13th anniversary of our first quilt going out, and we worked out that 8 quilts have come to the Margaret River region. 3 quilts have come to Busselton. 4 quilts went to Capel. So we're not touching the sides. And we can't do it all. We rely on people saying, oh, I know someone going through cancer treatment. Dob them in. The quilts arrive anonymously to them. So you can hate that person or you can love that person. It doesn't really matter. But they still need a quilt. We do not tell people who sent the quilt. And one of the best things that has ever happened was we were only in about our 3rd year. I sent a quilt off to a lady in Victoria and she phoned up. I want to know who done this. I said, I'm really sorry, I couldn't tell you. Can't tell me or won't. I said, I just don't know. You know, biggest white fib out. She said, well, my sister-in-law lives in the same town as you are, so it must have been her. And I said, who's your sister-in-law? And she told me the name, and I went, oh, I don't know her. Yeah, BS. And she goes, well, who would have done it? And I said, listen, it can be anyone. It could be your next-door neighbour. It could be anybody. It could even be the young lad who delivers your paper. And the first words that came out of her mouth are not worth repeating, but the next section was, I'm going to kill that effing little bastard. And I thought, oh shit, what have I done? And I spoke to the sister-in-law and she said she hates the person that delivers her paper. I said, how was I like that? You know, like. But this is how much we won't tell people where these quilts have been nominated from. It's important that people going through cancer treatment receive them, especially anonymously, for the reason is they receive this beautiful package in the mail and they realise that they're not alone. They realise somebody, somewhere in Australia, has put all their love and care into making that quilt just for them. And it is just for them because we believe every quilt is made for a particular house. We can't tell you how many times we've matched the decor. We've matched the material that's in somebody else's quilt. We've matched what's on their walls. We've matched their favourite colours. We don't know how we do it, but it happens more often than not. So we believe that there's something, a higher power that says, you know, like, that's the quilt for that house. Our quilts are numbered when they're photographed, and when a nomination comes in, we grab it and walk it and bag it. We don't look at it. This one here, I hadn't even seen it. I have to deliver it tomorrow, but I've never seen it. And that's what I mean. They are just literally bundled up and gone. Ladies get a beanie and a scarf. Who wouldn't like a beanie and a scarf when they're going through no hair, freezing cold? The guys get a beanie. And the comment was with the guys, everyone forgets about us. Everyone forgets that we're going through cancer treatment. Everyone forgets that we need a beanie. They think just because we're guys, we don't need all of this feminine stuff. But we had some of the most amazing thank yous come through from men who say, I never believed someone would give me something so beautiful. Or, my wife quilts and she's never given me a quilt. She gives them to my grandkids and to my children, but never to me. And that's, yeah, someone just went, oh.
I did it for him.
There you go, see? And it makes a difference when it's actually given for a reason. So everybody that here, I would like to see if you can't in the next 12 months nominate one person to us. Because every time you nominate one person, they nominate one person, who they then nominate one person. So as of today, we've handed out 5,575 quilts in 13 years. We now have a band of about 160, 62 volunteers Australia-wide. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 long-arm quilters Australia-wide. And we could do with another 20 long-arm quilters. So if any of you want to do some, we'll supply it all. You know, like, we don't believe that you should have to pay out of your own funds. So we fundraise hard, and I mean hard. We'll do sausage sizzles that go for 2 days, and by the end of the second day, you're absolutely shattered. But we've raised $1,000, you know, and that's where it's important to us, is we get out and we work hard. We're very lucky we have some amazing sponsors who, without them, we wouldn't be able to survive. And then our volunteers, because they either quilt or they put stuff away or they go around to their own town and pick up bits and pieces and then post it to us. Or, you know, you don't have to be a quilter. You can just help somebody pack up their house and go, okay, we know a group that can use all of this fabric. This group's willing to bring a trailer down and pick it up, which we've done on numerous occasions, and fill the trailer, take it all back, sort it all, do whatever's necessary to it. We've gone and picked up sewing furniture, sewing machines, quilting machines, long arm tables that the wife has died, so the husband goes, here, but you need to come and pick it up. And we do. We get in the car and we go. Maureen and myself did a house down in Armadale, I think, and it took us 3 trips, backwards and forwards with 2 cars, to get everything out of her sewing room. And it was all going to the tip, which is what we were talking about before. Don't send it to the tip. For every bit of fabric we get, it's less amount of money we have to fundraise. And as we don't get grants because we don't fit the norm, we have to get it ourselves. So everything that goes to landfill could have come to us and saved us a lot of money. So please keep that in mind. If you don't want to send it to us, send it to, there are hundreds of different groups that you can send it to. And put it in your will. You know, it's what Maureen said earlier. Put it in your will. Put a big sign on your fridge. Wherever. make sure it's not sent to landfill. We found out about a house of a craft room that was bigger than Maureen's, which we've seen today and just fell in love with, and the whole thing went into script bins. Sewing machines, embroidery machines, quilting machines, all the furniture, everything. The children just put it all in a skip bin because they didn't know what to do with it. They weren't into doing any of that. What was the point of keeping any of it? And if you're a quilter or you deal with that, it just breaks your heart. But unless us as quilters or fabric collectors, should I just say, actually say something to somebody, even if it's their best friend. Say, if I die, you take all the material. Don't let it go to landfill. We use materials that are polyester and even curtaining fabrics and everything to make our bags that these quilts go out in. We don't waste anything. And what we can't use, we hand on to another charity that can use. So even though we're Quilts for Cancer and we deal with Ronald McDonald House, we also deal with Wansley, which is for disadvantaged children. We also deal with grandparents who are carers. We're also just starting to deal with little things for tiny tots. So it doesn't matter that they're not cancer. We can still give to these groups children's quilts. And they're important, absolutely important. And every one of us loves making children's quilts because they're so much quicker and easier and more fun and, it's so much better. So then we find where we can send them out to. There's another group that we send to as well that they have respite for terminally ill children. And they range from 1 year old to 18 years old. So we give them a selection of quilts for that age bracket. And all we do is have a little tag on it that might say boy 9 to 12 years old or girl 1 to 3, and they can just gift it out. So it's amazing what we do. Maureen is one of our longest serving volunteers. We've got some that out of the 13 years, they've been there 9 years. So we must be doing something right to keep these women there and working bloody hard.
She won't let me leave.
She gets 3 trips away. Now come on. But we must be doing something right. We must be treating these volunteers the right way. We must be doing the right thing, giving to the right people for them to stay there. Most organisations will keep people within their thing for 5 to 6 years and then they head off down another path. Whereas we've had so many that Maureen's been 11 years, I think, sort of 11 years down to we're still getting them coming in every single day, new volunteers. Now we have volunteer managers and office managers and none of us get paid. We are a total volunteer association, which is a rarity in itself. It's an absolute rarity. Most associations, the big wigs, get paid. I'd love to be paid. But for every cent that they pay me, it's less money that can go into a quilt. It's less money that can go into postage. It's less money that goes into the wool and so on. So we all said, we don't get paid. We go and do the talks. We pay our own accommodation. We pay our own travel. We go and do it. We have fun. We talk to some amazing people. I've talked to some people here today, and I've got, okay, give me some contacts. And I've got a list of contacts to be able to, because we want to come down for a week. If we're going to do it for a week and come and talk to groups. Feet on the ground is how we find the people that need the quilts. Because Maureen found us accidentally on Facebook. and it is accident when somebody finds us on there. But feet on the ground, and you'll all go away from here and say, I met a group, it Comfort something, but they're online. And you'll remember it when you hear of somebody going through cancer treatment, and you'll go, shit, I don't know, where was that group from? If I contact such and such, will they know who it is? And they do. So please, everybody, nominate to your heart's content. And just, if you want to make quilts for us, let us know. We'll supply whatever you need. We'll even come down and bring it down for you. So, any questions from anyone? No? Good.
Before you go, Maureen, can you come up?
Ah,
My turn, not you.
Yes, this Maureen.
yeah. I'll give you that.
And Maureen, can you talk about all of this?
Oh, yeah, well this is a dozen quilts that have been made locally, and they're all been gifted to Comfort Quilts Against Cancer. So there's a very active group of quilters in our local area who do quilts for, well now we can include Comfort Quilts Against Cancer, and I'm really thrilled about that. And wheelchairs for kids, and they're a great organisation, and they send 2 quilts with every wheelchair that goes off around the world. And WA Quilters, all that information's in the back of that spiral bound book, or in the actual printed book is all the contact details. I think there's only one book left to sell, so if you haven't got one, you need to be quick. But yeah, thank you. I look forward to a long and happy relationship.
Oh, we'll have all of our quilts are up online. Every quilt that goes out gets photographed and goes up online. So it's on Facebook. Who's on Facebook here? Everybody? Go to Comfort Quilts Against Cancer, join it, and you'll see every single quilt that goes out.
And if you do make a quilt and you don't see it go out,
Straight away,
give it a
don't
chance,
panic.
because we've got lots there to go through the process.
Cool. Thank you very much,
you.
Bronwyn. Thank you, Bronwyn. Thank you, Maureen. Cool.